The Princess and the Timekeeper. In the kingdom of Eldoria, where the stars whispered secrets and the moonlight danced on silver rooftops, lived a princess named Alina. She was not like the other royals, for she had a heart full of wonder and a mind bursting with questions, especially about time. "Why does time fly when we laugh and crawl when we wait?" she would ask the palace scholars. But no one could give her a true answer. One stormy night, while wandering the oldest wing of the royal library, Alina found a strange book bound in midnight blue leather. It had no title, only an ancient symbol of an hourglass with wings. As she opened the book, a map slipped out, glowing faintly in the dark. The map led to a forgotten place, deep in the northern mountains. The Tower of the Timekeeper. Against her father's orders, and with only her horse Luna as company, Alina set out at dawn. She journeyed through whispering forests and across frozen rivers, facing chilling winds and haunting shadows. Finally, after 7 days, she stood before a spiraling tower made of gears and glass, ticking softly with the rhythm of a giant clock. Inside the tower lived the Timekeeper, an old man with silver eyes that shimmered like stars. His beard flowed like rivers of sand, and he wore a robe embroidered with constellations. "You should not be here," he said, not unkindly. "Time is not a toy to be touched by mortals." "But I must understand it," Alina said bravely. "I want to know why it changes us, takes things from us, and yet gives us everything." The Timekeeper studied her for a long moment. Then, slowly, he raised his hand. The room spun, the walls of the tower dissolved into stardust, and Alina was no longer standing on the floor, but floating inside a glowing bubble of golden light. "You will walk through time," he said, "but remember this. Time is not a straight path, but a sea. Sail carefully." First, Alina found herself as a child again, running through the palace gardens, chasing butterflies with her mother. Her mother's laugh rang through the air like music. But Alina knew her mother had passed away when she was just 9. She wanted to stay there forever. But the scene shimmered, and she drifted onward. Now she saw herself as an old woman, sitting in the same garden, telling stories to wide-eyed children. Her hair was white, her voice soft but full of power. The vision comforted her and made her weep. She traveled next to a time that never was. The palace was in ruins. Darkness ruled Eldoria. Her father was gone. This was the future if she stayed in the tower too long. Time, she realized, was not just moments, it was choice. When she returned to the Timekeeper, her eyes were wiser and her heart heavier. "Time is not cruel," she whispered, "but it is honest." The old man smiled. "You see now what few ever do." He gave her a gift, a small hourglass glowing with stardust. "This holds 1 minute of true time. Use it only when your heart knows it must." Princess Alina returned to Eldoria just as dawn broke over the horizon. Her father embraced her, tears in his eyes. Word of her journey spread through the kingdom, and people began to see her not just as a princess, but a guardian of wisdom. Years passed. One day, a deadly illness swept the kingdom. Her father fell gravely ill. As he lay gasping, Alina held the hourglass close. She could use it to give him 1 more minute, just 1. But she remembered the vision of her older self, surrounded by children, teaching them stories, not trapped in the past. With trembling hands, she gave the hourglass not to her father, but to a young healer who had discovered a cure, but needed only 1 more minute to prepare it. The sands fell. The cure worked. The king lived. And the princess wept, not from sorrow, but from understanding. That time, when used wisely, was not an enemy, but a gift. From that day, the people of Eldoria honored Alina not just as princess, but as the keeper of the moment. And far in the northern mountains, the timekeeper smiled. The sea of time had found a new sailor.